Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Interactions. Last time we cleaned up this farming area, added a distillation tower as well as storage for all of our farmed goods. And all of this was so that we could make ethanol, and then eventually mix it with nitric acid to make tetranitromethane, and then combine that with our diesel to make cetane, and then infused nitrodiesel. We also fixed the mess that was this room here and unified all of our storage using logistics pipes. So now we have one big inventory that we can pull and search all of our items in. And since last episode I crafted up this remote orderer, and what this allows us to do is access our items anywhere. You link it to a remote orderer logistics pipe, and then when you right click, it's effectively like right clicking this. But if we, for example, order one piece of stone, it's going to order it to this pipe. And the quest actually gives us ender chests for this. So the pipe is connected to the ender chest. The stone is requested to this pipe and it goes into the ender chest. And then I have a ender pouch that's linked to black, same as this chest here, and then we can access our stone from anywhere. Unfortunately, we can't put items away this way, but just being able to access things anywhere is a huge blessing, and especially if I'm like working over here or in another part of the base and I forget something, well, I can just remote order it and it will show up in the ender pouch. And the recipe for this remote orderer, it requires these infused ender pearls, so I made 3 or 4 of these things. They aren't too bad. This dimensional shard is found in the Nether. It spawns as ore, and in fact while I was collecting that stuff I died to some pigmen and lost all my levels again. I think that's death number 20. It's getting a bit ridiculous now. It also requires this light blue crystal shard, which is made in the phytogenic insulator with some tiny piles of gallium and diamond dust. And this insulator recipe really isn't that bad. So yeah, that's what basically all I've done between the episodes. Last time I mentioned about doing some more building and magic progression. We are going to do some more magic progression, but I think I'm going to hold off on the building. I've kind of changed my mind on what the plan's going to be. I really want to rush space and AE2, because that's going to inform a lot of the building choices I'm going to make once we have the applied energistics system. So to get applied energistics, we have to be all the way down here to get stellar alloy, I believe. But just before we start working on the space infrastructure, there is one more thing I would like to get, and that is the peace candles. So once we go to space, we actually advance the game stage, and mobs, or certain mobs, will ignore light levels and spawn regardless, and obviously we want to prevent that before that happens. So with the peace candle, it prevents mob spawns within a 3 chunk radius, so we're going to make a handful of these things. So this is an infusion recipe. The candles we can get, these aspects are fairly simple to get, I think. The barrier stone is just some arcane stone. We have this already. So all that's missing is the severance reagent and the corrupted glitch hearts. Let's start with the blood magic. So for these reagents we have to craft up the hellfire forge. We haven't quite made this yet, but it's nothing we can't do at this point. Assuming demon metal is the default recipe. So by default the demon metal recipe is lava surrounded by nether brick, and then we have to throw in gold, and there's a chance it turns into demon metal. Anyways, after making some more mana steel, we have the hellfire forge. That's even a quest. And in fact, you know what? We're going to claim all of our quest rewards. A couple of people have asked me to do this, so now that we have this inventory, let's just do it and hit the claim all button. See what we get. 93 items. That was a lot of quest rewards there. So next thing we need for the severance reagent is these tartaric gems, and this takes a minimum of 800 will. So we need at least the common tier, which is tier 3. So first of all we have to make the petty one, and I think I'm actually out of demonic will, so I'll have to make a few more snares and get some of that. Thank you. So for the tier 1s we're going to combine lapis, glass, gold, redstone and demonic will. I'm going to actually make 3 of these. So now to upgrade these, we have to have a minimum of 60 will. So we have to actually fill one of these petty tartaric gems with some will. And we don't have to use the rudimentary snares anymore. We can just hold this in our inventory and kill some mobs. Whoops, forgot one more thing. We need a sentient sword to fill these tartaric gems, which did actually consume one of these things. And now when we kill mobs with the sentient sword, our tartaric gems will fill up. So I'm going to fill both of them up to max, and then we'll upgrade them. I found that if we use our Ender Star ranged weapon here, we can keep the sentient sword in our offhand, and we don't have to engage them and also use this really low damage sword on them. Makes it quite easy to do this actually. Man, some of the equipment these mobs are dropping is kind of crazy. Look at all of the enchantments on this thing. Anyways, now that they're both filled, we can upgrade them using some redstone and lapis and a diamond. And that gives us the lesser one, and the quest, which gives us one free. So to make the next tier, the common version, we actually need an imbued slate, which needs a tier 3 altar. And our altar right now is sitting at tier 2. To make it tier 3, we're going to need a few more of these slates. And we're also going to need some netherite. So this quest on the right hand side here mentions that the tier 3 altar caps have been changed to netherite. So we're going to have to take a little trip to the nether. Before we go though, let's throw a little enchantment on our void star here. So this stuff spawns at low Y levels, and I've just taken my flux boar here. And I'm just going crazy on the netherrack. And as you can see, it's fairly common. And we got 5 at a time there. Another 2 that time. Alright, I'm going to get a bunch of this stuff. So as you've seen there, we did die again twice. And you're joining me here in another overworld dungeon. I'm here because I need nocturnal powder. And it's a lot easier. Well, I don't know about easier, but I've decided that I'm going to gather it from here instead of crafting it up. So this is the total loot overall for this dungeon. It's actually pretty decent. We got some storage modules here. Some flux cable for applied energistics. Petro petunia. This is going to be nice. I got another one of these alchemical bags too. Overall, it's quite good loot. But I'm going to finish this dungeon. Try to get some more nocturnal powder. I've actually not been that lucky in terms of finding it. But we need it for our slates to upgrade our altar. Hopefully I don't die again though. So unfortunately we only got 3 nocturnal powder out of that whole dungeon. We can make some more using the illumination powder. This is just a bit annoying since it takes Salus Mundus. This is kind of annoying to craft, but yeah, I'm going to batch up some more blank slates and then upgrade the altar. Okay guys, so I got our altar to tier 3, placed our netherite blocks on their correct positions, and I made a few blank runes. I batched up a whole bunch of those blank slates for this. I also got some reinforced slates, which we're going to need for the next step. So now we have to make 3 imbued slates to upgrade to common tier. We don't have quite enough blood in the altar yet though. This takes 5,000, I believe. And there is 1, I'll make 3 more. And once we have those, we can combine with the diamond and the block of gold. And we got our common tartaric gem. Unfortunately, we didn't get the quest for the ancient debris, as this is actually the ore that spawns, so I think we are going to have to silk touch this to get the quest. To get the blocks that we need for the altar caps, I had to alloy smelt this with demon metal, and then compress this into blocks, which is what we have on there. Alright, so I went to the nether, filled up all of these tartaric gems with the sentient sword, and we can now upgrade these to the severance reagent that we need. So the last piece of this is the corrupted glitch hearts. And I made enough for 10 severance reagents here. So we're going to get 10 corrupted glitch hearts, hopefully. Okay, so we got the enderman to self-aware this time. Let's not make the same mistake twice. So now we have to find an enderman and attune these trial keys again. And I think in fact I'm going to make some more trial keys up. I want to do more than one of these things because the glitch hearts have some quite useful uses later on. Alright, let's just do this trial then. So luckily we got a big flat area outside the front of our base. I did have to clear it out a little bit more, but it seems to have accepted it, and now we have to choose a trial key. So as you can see, there's several affixes that are on these. I think I'm going to go for this one. Loot Hoarder's Knockback Immunity Thunderdome. This might give us Charge Creepers though with the Thunderdome, but Blaze Invaders, do we want that instead? Let's just go for this, see what happens. I should have put the potions on my hotbar there. Yeah, but let's just get one going. Luckily the sword is pretty decent, so I can 3-hit the enderman. But man, these zombies are difficult with all the armor they're wearing. Alright, wave 4. 2 waves to go. Having leech on the sword actually helps quite a bit. It just helps with the regen a little bit. Keeps me topped off at full HP. Alright, that's it finished. Looks like. And we got our glitch hearts in the middle. And we got 5. That's actually not bad for 1 keystone. I think I'll do the rest here and collect the rest of these glitch hearts. Okay, we got enough glitch hearts to do this craft. I also got the 40 barrier stones we need. 10 severance reagents, 10 black tallows. All that we're missing is the aspects. So we need 16 lux, 12 ordo, and 8 motus for this, for each. Motus I think we can get from ender pearls, so I'll probably do that. The ordo I'll probably do... Oh yeah, the ordo spawns as ore, so we've got that for ordo. And then as for lux, this can be torches, right? Or glowstone. Yeah. Okay, I managed to get all the aspects, so 8 motus, so it's going to be 80, and we have 250, 12 ordo. I'm a little bit short on this, but we have enough for 8 crafts at least. And 16 lux, we have 172. So let's double check the recipe. It's 4 barrier stones, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 glitch heart, 1 severance reagent, and our candle. And all that's left to do now is... Actually, hold on. 0.48 gain on stability, and this recipe is very high instability. So maybe we want to boost this a little bit more. I think I have some mob skulls that we can put on this now. 65 zombie heads. I guess we'll stick some of these down, try and increase our stability a bit, just to make it a little bit more safe. You know, I was wondering why this gain was so low, and I've realised that these these candles I have here are the wrong candles. We should be using tallow candles from Thaumcraft. I didn't realise I was using the wrong candles here. I don't think these actually work. Let me swap them all out. Okay, I got them all swapped out for Thaumcraft candles. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's up to 2.23 gain. So I don't think we're in danger of this failing, unless we don't have the aspects, but... Aha, nice, there's our peace candle. Let me make the other 9. So now all we have to do is scatter these every 3 chunks. I don't know if this is 3 chunk radius or 3 chunk diameter. Maybe leave it in the comments if you guys know. But I think we're ready to move on. So next I would like to prep for space. Those peace candles took me quite a bit longer than I would have expected, but let's see how far we can get in our space tab here. I don't know if we'll get to space today, but let's see. The quest recommends we need silicon production, MV assembler, aluminium, polyvinyl chloride, MV laser engraver, all of which we actually have. So we can tick all of these. So there's our holo projector and the quest. Apparently we get a laser gun for that. Oh, this is cool. Anyways, next we need a precision assembler. This is one of Advanced Rocketry's multi-blocks. And this recipe, it looks like all MV stuff. There's some polyethylene here, silicon, copper, a lot of aluminium. These machine structures are used quite extensively throughout the mod. That's just some aluminium though, which we have quite a bit of. So yeah, a whole lot more crafting to do for this. Aha, and after 15 minutes or so of crafting, there's the assembler. Just need a couple of IO ports. Okay, I got everything for the multi-block, and I think for now what we're going to just do is put them on this side of the room. This is just a temporary setup for them, just to get them going. And we'll move them later on, of course. Rebuild everything and give it its proper home. So to get a little preview of the multi-block, we can use the holo projector. And we want the assembling machine. And then we can place the preview in world. If I can actually line it up here. I think right here is where we want it. So I think I got it all built here. And it did form correctly. Nice. Switch it on. And we also need to power this. So we'll use one of our Spectre coils for that. I have made some more, yep. Stick that on the power input. And it's charging up nice. So what's next for us then? Next we need a guidance computer. So this needs tracking circuits, which have to be made in the precision assembler. But first of all we need the basic circuit plates, which is some gold, redstone and wafers. Alright, let's make up a stack of these. And this thing is super cool. Check out the animations. I think you can even time in a bottle this thing. Oh yeah. And we get them out the other side. Awesome. And then to make them tracking circuits, we need some Eyes of Ender and some extra redstone. So the next thing we want is this stuff, geopolymer thermalcrete. That's a mouthful. So it's some aluminium dust, glass, sodium hydroxide, gravel, and concrete. And I noticed there was a concrete chicken, so let's actually just quickly grab this. This is going to make it quite a bit easier. We do need 10,000 buckets of it though, but I have started this already. And then the last thing we need is these infinity reagents. I'm going to make these infinity reagents in the Starlight crafting altar. It is a little bit more expensive, but the other way takes a HV mixer, and we don't have an HV mixer yet. At least not one that's free. So we'll make them this way for now. Now we can combine our chicken, our infinity reagent, and some concrete. There we go, and that's a quest. And now we have infinite concrete. So now let's mix our glass dust and all of this other garbage to make this thermalcrete. And we get 8 per craft, so we don't need this much, actually. Whatever. This is basically nothing anyway. And there's our quest for the thermalcrete. Actually gives us 32 more, which I didn't realise. But next up, we want to make our spacesuit. We'll need a helmet, spacesuit leggings, some space boots, and the chest piece, which apparently takes circuits for the fuel tanks. I'm going to make a few of these. But we need to make these dynamic valves, which take circuits and dynamic tanks. This is also rock wool, by the way, it's not regular wool. And the rock wool we have to make in the mixer. So you can tell Greg Tech's been at these recipes. Okay, I got the fuel tank, which we will need more of for our rocket later on. This should allow us to make the chest piece. There we go. And the last 2 parts for the quest is a suit workstation and some high pressure tanks. This is obviously to allow us to fill the suit with oxygen so we can breathe in space. These high pressure tanks I remember being really annoying to craft in E2E, but here in Interactions it's very simple, it's just some aluminium plates in the extruder. Okay, we got the suit workstation and I made a couple of high pressure tanks. So we do actually have the airtight seal enchant in this pack, but I believe if you're not wearing a full set of this, it doesn't actually apply the airtight seal. But the book enchantment for airtight seal is actually craftable, so this is probably something we'll end up making. So another thing we want is the linker. This is going to allow us to link the rocket to the fueling system. And let's also make our guidance computer now that the tracking circuits are finished. There we go, that'll be another quest I think. So let's see here, we also need a launch pad and some structure towers. This is just using the thermalcrete, some black and yellow dye, and this is just steel rods, okay. Man, it's so nice not having so many mobs around anymore with the peace candles. Makes things a whole lot easier here. Hopefully a lot less deaths on the way as well. Although I'm not so sure once we get to space. Alright, next up is the space station assembler. And a satellite builder. Oh, I got a little scared there. I thought those were stellar alloy blocks or something else that we haven't made yet. But it's just polyvinyl chloride. This is okay. This all seems doable. It's just a lot of steps to go through for these. This requires us to use more of our precision assemblers for, well, I made these basic circuits using just some tier 1 circuits and a diamond lens. Then we combine that with some redstone and emeralds. And this is going to give us data storage units. We're going to need these later on to find new planets, but for now I just need it for the recipe for the satellite builder. Right, there's our satellite builder. We've run into the first little roadblock here with the advanced machine structure. This takes some chrome plates. We haven't actually made chrome ingots yet. If you remember, chrome dust was used for the stainless steel. However, I used all of it for stainless steel, so I think I might have to go get some more ruby dust to electrolyze into chrome. Okay, got some chrome, and you just have to blast furnace this, but at 88 seconds each. Yeah, we really should get around to upgrading these blast furnaces. But man, there's just so much to do at once. Alright, and there's our space station assembler. It should also be our quest. Oh no, we still need the satellite bay, that's right. While we're waiting on the chrome, let's actually look at the next part of the quest, which is rocket fuel. And this is something I kind of forgot about, but it's kind of important to fuel our rocket. So for that we need cryogenic hydrogen and cryogenic oxygen. And I'm assuming we just mixer those to make our rocket fuel. Yeah, so this is quite a bit more simple than the Omni Factory rocket fuel, but there is something that I didn't expect in here, and that is cryothium dust. I mean, I guess it makes sense, I just didn't expect to run into having to make this. So there's two ways we can get cryothium. We can either do the blizz powder, brine, snowballs, and redstone, or we can get the chicken. But I looked at this a few days ago, and the chicken takes this, this blue vitriol water solution. This actually has no recipe other than the chicken, which can only be found in dungeons on Euclides. So that only leaves the blizz powder route and the mixer. And we can either do blizz rods for this, or we can do experience and snowballs. I'm thinking we set up the chemical bath with experience. We can actually get experience from a chicken apparently. I received a comment about this a while ago. I really should set this up, but this does take 10,000 experience to make the chicken. So I think that's going to take me quite a while to grind up. This is something I think I'll do in between episodes, and I'll have all the rocket fuel ready to go. But to finish off today, since I am running out of time, I would like to make this celestial gateway that the quest recommends. This is a Astral Sorcery's teleportation. I want to set one of these up at every location that we want to be teleporting to. So like for example, one will be up at the Astral area, one at our Thaumcraft area, and we can set one up on the moon for example, which is where we're going to be going first. But yeah, to build one of these it takes an attuned rock crystal. That actually we can do. We can attune them, we just can't get the celestial one yet. Ender shards. This is all easy. Illumination powder. Yeah, let me make some of these. To attune these rock crystals, we can do it the same way that we attune ourselves, just by throwing it on the attunement altar. And after a couple of seconds, it's going to give us it back attuned. For this craft, it doesn't actually matter what the stats are or what attunement it is, it just has to be attuned, so yeah. And once again, there's something I kind of overlooked here, which is this mana peril. This takes unstable mana, which is simple power catalysts, redstone, mana, and ethanol. So we will have to fully automate this, but I'm just going to batch craft for this purpose. We only need a few of this thing, and we get 10,000 at a time, 5,000 at a time. We only need 500 per peril. Alright, I think I'll make 2 crafts of this. In the meantime, our chrome is finished, which means we can get our advanced machine structure. And then the satellite bay to complete the quest. Nice, it even gives us a space station ID chip. Aha, there is our mana perils. I know there was quite a lot of crafting this episode, and it's going to be kind of anticlimactic after building all of these machines and not going to space, but I'm going to try to get all of the rocket fuel systems set up before next time, and hopefully we can start next episode by launching our rocket. Anyways, this allows us to make some celestial gateways. There we go, and I believe this actually gives us one free too. Yeah, this is also a multi-block structure, so we need some more sooty marble and marble. And I set 2 of the multi-blocks up here just to show you. There's one up at the Astral area. And this thing is maybe not the most efficient way to teleport, but damn, it is definitely the coolest way. So when you step on it, actually blocks out all the light and shows you some stars. And then you hold shift, and bam. How cool is that? So yeah, this is how we're going to be traveling interdimensionally. Man, I love this. Anyways, I've got some rocket fuel to make, and I think this is a good time to wrap up this episode. So we're going to come back tomorrow and hopefully launch our rocket into space. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more FTB interactions.